Is this water? The image you see on the screen is located in Fort McMurray, Alberta. When I first witnessed this image, I thought this was a mysterious body of water. I was in awe of its different shades of gray and white, almost like clear glass melting into goo. To my surprise, this image was titled Alberta Oil Sands Number 9, and it is not a natural body of water. Instead, it is a mixture of heavy oil, sand, clay, and water mined and separated to give us that smooth oil that we use in our technologies. Some people, though, might see this as a simple photo or nothing more than business as usual. However, people worldwide are experiencing the effects of pollution in their waters, land, and air. My master's thesis focuses on the different rivers and lakes that are being polluted in Canada. I want to understand how each of us is connected to our environments and how we can learn to care for nature. For example, when researching the Athabasca River in Alberta, I learned that since the 1960s, oil companies extract bitumen from the ground while polluting the river with deadly toxins. These toxins affect the life and health of Indigenous peoples living downstream from this river. To expose the deadly effects of water pollution in Canada, I take an activist approach to my work. I focus on Indigenous and minority peoples' writings, stories, and own activist works. I use their writings and works as counter-arguments to the false information spread by mainstream media. News reports, articles, and journals insist that communities affected by water pollution are not entirely opposed to pollution because they are creating prosperous economic futures working with these industries. To challenge this industrial mindset, I also use creative techniques such as cutting out sentences from news reports and articles like the second image you see on the screen. These creative techniques help me create different ways to talk about our relationships with our environments and each other. By literally cutting out sentences, I take away the industrial language that speaks on behalf of Indigenous peoples and minority groups. Instead, I provide a diverse language that emphasizes the stories, histories, and activist works of Indigenous, Black, and people of color in Canada. Ultimately, my thesis shows us that our current relationships with our environments are harmful and destructive to nature, Indigenous peoples, and minority groups. Counter-arguments by Indigenous peoples and minority groups can help change how we think about our physical environment. Our existence as a species depends on understanding our coexistence with nature and each other.